Marston's Domain.
Hey everyone, Marson here, and today I want to talk about characters that I would want in Nickelodeon's All-Star Brawl. I was going to do a video on characters that I think could get in, but I feel like the guesses are going to be kind of similar, and when I started scripting it out, I was like, you know what, I kind of just want to talk about characters that I want in. And with this list, if I don't talk about a character, it doesn't mean that I am absolutely opposed to them getting in or anything. It's just, these are characters that I hope get in, so without further ado, let's get started. So this list is in no particular order, but I'm going to start with Jenny XJ9 from My Life as a Teenage Robot. I think she would be perfect for this game. She pretty much already has a moveset made for her from the show alone, which could be argued with the other characters, but the fact that she's a robot and does so many different things in the show, I feel like she already kind of lends herself to having a moveset. And I think the tough part would be just figuring out which ones to actually use for her moveset, because I feel like she has more than enough. So I hope she gets in, and if she doesn't, I feel like it's a shame, because again, I feel like her moveset is already pretty much there. So next up on my list is a character that I don't think can get in. It's a shame, but it is what it is. Disney owns this character now, so my next pick is Doug. I thought it'd be really cool if he were in the game. I think it'd be hilarious if he used his journal for some sort of move. And one thing that I thought of too is he always has those imaginations where he's kind of like a different character. And I think that would have been really cool to have those things as part of his moveset. So an example being one of the main things he used to imagine was himself being Quailman. So I feel like he actually could have a really cool moveset. Because at first it's kind of like, well, what would he actually do? But with having those other characters that he has with those imaginations, I feel like he could have a really unique moveset. So it's a shame, but it is what it is. Because I have a strong feeling that he's not going to get in. Unless if there's some weird loophole with how Nickelodeon still owns the old episodes, but I doubt it. Next up on my list is Jimmy Neutron. I think he's perfect for the game. He has all those inventions that he could have a moveset on. And there's other characters from the show too that I think could make a good fit. I think Sheen would be pretty cool. And they could even do Ultra Lord. But if they were to do only one, I would imagine they would do Jimmy Neutron, and I think Jimmy Neutron would be a pretty cool character. Next up on my list is a character from Rocket Power. And I'm not going to specify which character, because either one of the four main characters is fine with me. I think their moveset could be based off the different sports they play, but maybe it'd be a little bit too ridiculous if they're hitting people with a skateboard, but if this is all just cartoony, I feel like it wouldn't be as much of a problem, but I feel like it would still be kind of weird if they're just hitting people with a skateboard, so maybe they'll stay away from that, but if that's not an issue with this, then I think one of those characters would be cool. Alright, so the last two on my list, I feel like are decently obscure. The last one is definitely obscure. This one, maybe some of you guys remember, but I'd really like a character from Cat Scratch to make it in. This was a show that came out, I remember really enjoying it, and then it just disappeared. And I feel like no one talks about it. It had well-known people doing the voices for these characters, and it's just really interesting to me that this show is just kind of gone. I feel like I don't hear anyone talking about this show, and it's weird growing up watching these things because you don't really know what's going to happen to these shows. You don't know that eventually these shows are just going to disappear and people aren't going to really be talking about them. And even on Paramount Plus, they have so many different shows on there, and they don't have Cat Scratch. So I can't even go back and watch it. Maybe there's DVDs or something out there, but I really like Paramount Plus, so it's just really a shame that it's not on there. As for which character, I don't mind. Either one of the main three would be cool to me. I do have a feeling that there probably won't be a Cat Scratch character in this game, but I think it'd be pretty cool. And then last on my list is a character from Mr. Meady. This show to me was hilarious, and I feel like this show really disappeared. When people know the show, they know it. They're like, do you remember that Mr. Meady show? Now, if they liked it or not, I don't know. But I feel like when people bring this show up, they kind of remember, yeah, that was a weird one. But I actually really enjoyed the show. If I had to pick a character, I would say Parker. But either one of the main two would be cool. I think the only thing that's kind of bad about a game like this is that since a lot of us grew up with these shows, I feel like if you don't know the show at all, it'd be hard to care about the character if they do get in. Which you could argue the same thing with like Smash Bros. If you don't really play the games that a character's from, you may not really care about that character. But with these shows, I don't know. I feel like if they were to add a character from Mr. Meady and so many people have not seen it, would they really care seeing them throw like hamburgers or something at the opponents? I don't know. So that's my list. Those are characters that I'd like to see in the game. But if we don't, it is what it is. I'm already happy with the characters that we've seen, so Any more is just a bonus for me. Oh, and I would like to mention, I would have had Ren and Stimpy on this list and probably CatDog too, but we already know that they're in the game from the cover art that got apparently leaked. I guess they weren't supposed to show that yet, which makes sense, but now we know of it, so that's why I didn't put them on this list. But either way, that's all I really have to say about this. Let me know any characters that you'd like in the game in the comment section down below, or if you liked any of the characters that I put on this list. If you enjoyed this and want to support my content, feel free to subscribe, and until next time, I'll see y'all later. Take care, everyone.